Hallett Cove Conservation Park is one of the best known geological sites in Australia. The oldest rocks here were deposited about 600 million years ago. Stretching along the coast within the city of Marion is the Hallett Cove Trail, a walk that weaves through a treasure of geological and archaeological sites. Professor Dr. Victor Gosden has researched this area with great interest.
Before the age of the dinosaurs, we had a major ice age, a massive ice age that covered a lot of the planet. A good deal of half the Earth was covered by ice at the time when we were not separated continents, but actually together in a huge supercontinent called Gondwana. At that time, Antarctica and Australia were joined together. And the evidence for that is right here in Hallett Cove. So the tops of the oldest rocks that we see behind me here is glaciated. The tops of those oldest rocks have been not only ground down, but actually smoothed and polished. So polished that in good weather you can see the sun just reflecting off the sheen like a glassy surface. But in that time it was polar, and it was a huge polar ice cap, very contrasty today. Very hard to imagine that we would have had 2-3 kilometres of ice above us. We know that because by looking at modern Antarctic ice and Greenland ice, we know we would have had that to create the features that we see today. So the present is the key to the past.
This is an amazing spot, Victor. What's the significance of it?
It's really ideal spot for summarises all of Hallett Cove because it shows what happens when ice really ploughs across a landscape and creates its lakes as it retreats. Here's evidence of lake sediments, very fine-grained, very thinly laminated sediments deposited quietly in the waters, and suddenly you have small pebbles, huge boulders scattered throughout that could only have been carried here by icebergs. So one has to imagine sort of lakes with big icebergs with carrying boulders and then just plopping them out to the floor of the lake.
Vic, this was an important area as far as the local Aborigines are concerned, the Kaurna people.
Yes, the history goes back a long time, maybe 30, 40,000 years, because we have the evidence of amazing quantities of stone tools found in this area. The stone tools are now in the South Australian Museum, but they certainly indicate that this area was settled and was well appreciated by the early people in this area.
What sort of artefacts?
Stone artefacts, big choppers, and in fact these choppers also found on Kangaroo Island, so those days you could walk across to Kangaroo Island with the low sea levels. In the amphitheatre one can clearly see that the lower parts are all reddish, mottled red, browns, yellows. That indicates a lot of iron oxides. It indicates too that a lot of the clays have been leached. A lot of rainfall occurred in those times.
Visitors can enjoy the geological sites along with the natural habitat that's being preserved by an energetic group of volunteers, the Friends of Hallett Cove Conservation Park.
We've got 10 or 12 active friends, and we have a working bee here every Thursday morning. We're Friends of Hallett Cove Conservation Park, and there aren't enough rangers nowadays to look after any individual park, and so they have volunteers who live in the area, and we're the ones who do most of the work in terms of collecting seeds, planting the seedlings and keeping grass and weeds clear of the little seedlings so they've got a chance of growing up. We have original vegetation here, and if we can restore as much as possible of the original vegetation, you'll get the original insects back, you'll get the original birds back, get the original lizards back.
The hard work has been recognised by Landcare, and the Friends have received awards for their coastal care preservation.
It's just acknowledgement that we volunteers are noticed by the department, by Coast Care and ultimately by Landcare.
Well done. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great fun down here.
Venture down to Hallett Cove Conservation Park and travel back in time a few million years.